Everybody, Bob Boob, the real estate guy. Question: buy a house or don't buy a house in the flood zone? You know, we talk about this a lot. Of course, I handle sales in Jersey Shore, Williamsport, Lock Haven, Muncie, and there's lots of flood zone areas. And some of the flood zone areas like Loyalsock, Pine Creek Township, or Pine Creek, are beautiful areas. And if you want to own there, you're probably going to have to pay flood insurance because it's next to a body of water. But I think there's a lot of confusion out there with what the rates cost. And there's two different types of flood insurance. There's NFIP, National Flood Insurance Program, but there's also private. And private, there's probably 20 different companies that are selling private. And you got to get a bid, an estimate on both of them. Sometimes the NFIP is lower, but most times the private is lower. You got to check with your lender with what's required, because sometimes you'll get a quote and it might say have a $5,000 deductible, but a lot of times the lenders will say, no, you only can have a deductible like $1,000 or $2,000. So you got to make sure you're apples to apples here then for that sort of thing. But what I'm finding, I just did a property up in Jersey Shore School District, priced it at $230. The estimate came out about $1,150. So about 0.5% of the sale price is for the flood insurance then. So if you like the house and what's that, a little under $100 a month, if you can swing the payment, you know, that's great. If you don't like flood insurance, you don't want to pay it, that's fine. But it's probably going to mean for the same house, you're going to pay, I don't know, they're saying anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000 more for the same house out of the flood zone versus in the flood zone. Just kind of depends how often it floods and where it's at. And there's a whole bunch of factors. But I guess I'm just throwing out there, I'm not pushing you to buy in the flood zone. I'm not pushing you not to buy in the flood zone. I'm just, make a good educated decision. Don't just not buy in the flood zone because it's in the flood zone. Yeah, well, yeah, you might be eliminating a lot of homes that would be affordable for you and work for your budget and possibly, you know, be great places to live. If not, again, hey, I respect that somebody else is going to buy the house anyhow. All right, let me think. I guess that's really all I can talk to you about flood zone. The house is close to flood zone. I'll throw this little nugget in there. Sometimes you can get what's called a LOMA, L-O-M-A, letter of map amendment. And I've worked with some surveyors who can get the house removed, but it's got to be kind of close. If it's in the middle of the flood zone, you're not getting it removed. But sometimes by getting a flood elevation certificate and doing a LOMA, you can either reduce the cost of your, what am I trying to say, your flood insurance, or if you're close, you might not be able to get completely out of it then. So again, there's some words of wisdom with flood insurance and that sort of thing. If you have any real estate questions, you're looking to buy or sell, please call me or any of my super cool, awesome agents at Century 21. It would be our honor to work with you. Thank you. Bye-bye.